So I love going into video game stores and finding some of the craziest stuff. Just things that I've not seen before or things that I'm able to add into my collection. And it did not disappoint when I went out to Outlaw Video Games. So if you're ever in the Maryland area, especially Northeast Maryland, you really want to check out this video game store. I've been there a few times already, and each time that I go, they have more and more. So I can't wait to show all of the crazy GameCube items that I scored. So one thing that I love about video game stores is when they have more than just games. This right here, who remembers Captain N and the new Super Mario World? Just seeing these like classic favorites here, this is definitely like a throwback. And just being able to, relive those childhood moments, those memories of watching all this. You have Super Mario World, obviously, and Captain N, the Game Master. So this is like a cool little piece. I would love to try and find something like this at the thrift store, just stumble upon this stuff. These are just, so crazy to find and to see it at a video game store. So this right here, Super Mario 64, these bendables, it says collect all of them. These are really hard to find and you really don't see them, especially in these like 3-piece gift sets. I've seen people ask crazy money for these ones. Now, I could only imagine that these ones go for, crazy amounts too. I just really don't see them. And everyone that I ask, they've seen them loose before. They can't give me a good price, but this is just so wild to see. This classic for the Nintendo 64. And it's just so wild seeing these like super old from 1996. So this right here is by far one of my favorites. We have the Metroid Prime Nintendo GameCube bobblehead. These things are just so crazy awesome. This is from 2002 and I love these collectibles. They have so many different styles and finding them with the original boxes in almost immaculate condition, it is just so insane just to see this stuff. This one is highly desirable. I've seen them go for like hundreds of dollars in the box, and getting them for like a mere fraction of the price is always something insane. So I can't wait to add a few more bobbleheads from this time frame into the collection, but I'm ever growing my bobblehead collection. I love these like pre-order bonuses, these like crazy promo items, just weird things that you don't see every day. Now, we all know that I love the Turtles, and this right here is a GameCube game that I did not have. We have TMNT Mutant Melee. So this one is actually a lot of fun. It's a great fighting game, one that I just really enjoy. So this is a 4-player arena fighter, and I love how you pretty much just go around. You have to beat your opponents with your weak and strong attacks. You do get to save up for those special attacks. Now, there are tons of unlockable characters in this game, but I really wish that they had like this team-based mode. So instead of always a versus, you could actually team up together. But that would have been really awesome, and because I love the Turtles, this one will be super nostalgic, so I can't wait to dive into this a little bit more, maybe play some verses against some of my friends, and just see how it pans out. Then on to this game. This is one that I would love to dive back into, this Legacy of Kain franchise. We have Blood Omen 2, so the Legacy of Kain series. So you have this like crazy vampire, and you never really realized how much the strategy in this game really kind of like hones in, where you have to pretty much just go up against all of your opponents, and it's just really cool because you get to drink all of the blood. So I love how there's like different weapons, just different things when you're exploring this world, and it's really cool because this is a great horror game that I would love to kind of expand on the series and maybe play it like next Halloween. So maybe this will be one that I kind of jump into a little bit more, as I'm not 100% familiar with this game. But from everything that I've seen and heard, I'm definitely excited to, try this out and continue that on. This game right here is definitely a fun one. So I love these James Bond games back in the day, and this one was action-packed. It was just so much fun. Of course, you have Sean Connery as James Bond in this particular game, so that's definitely a plus. And you know, you're just going in this world where you have different things going on. It's just so different from some of the other ones. It's a little bit more strategic. You know, you have these weapons that you have to upgrade. And I just love continuing on with this whole franchise. Now, some of my favorites will always be 007 Nightfire, of course, GoldenEye, some of the classics from back then. But I actually played this one as well on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. So I'm really excited to kind of relive those moments and just see how this one stands the test of time and just see if it's a lot of fun. So these figures right here, this one definitely caught my eye. This is the Universal Studios Monsters for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we have Mikey, my favorite. So this one is so cool. I just love the detail. We have the Invisible Man. And if you guys know anything about these, they did them for all the different monsters. So I have quite a few in the collection, but you rarely see them on card like this. But I just love how, like, the back, if you like zoom in, you get to see all of the different toys, the different lines. It's just really crazy because people try and collect all of those. And I know I've been trying to collect them all for many years now, but this is just so insane to see. So right here, having these guidebooks, these are just so cool. And I thought about recollecting a few of these, especially for the Nintendo 64. These are what I used to use for some of these games back in the day. You know, a lot of times before the internet, before we printed out everything, before we watched people play this stuff on YouTube, it's like we went through these official guides, having this for Zelda, Ocarina of Time, even Conker's Bad Fur Day. This is actually really cool. It even says this guide is not for anyone under 17. So this would be a really cool one, you know, to have in the collection. And then just so many others. We have GoldenEye, 007. I mean, this is just pretty wild, and I just love seeing all of these like throwbacks and stuff in here, just like these bright and vibrant pages, just these complete walkthroughs. A lot of times they'll have like extra stuff in these, and I'd love to try and go back and see which ones maybe I had growing up, and see if maybe I could collect a few of those again. But this is just really cool. Even here, you know, this expandable map, just all of this stuff for Conker's Bad Fur Day. This is a throwback. This is just so cool, especially if you guys know about this and, you know, had this back then. This one is also a really fun game. So, of course, this is like a Western game. This is Gun on the Nintendo GameCube. This one's actually really cool. So, you know, before Red Dead Redemption and all of that love, this was a game that a lot of people really took to. So this is action-packed. The story is fantastic in this game. It really kind of keeps you compelled and just like shows what motivates you. So it says, experience the brutality, greed, and lust that was the West. So this one definitely has a lot going on, especially with the story. And this was a fantastic game that you guys definitely need to check out. Now, I'm just curious how it plays over on the GameCube, as I definitely played it on some other systems. So this one is a great one to have in the collection. On to Spy Hunter, this arcade classic. This was always so much fun back in the day, you know, playing this. And then this one took this and just ran with it. So this is definitely a spin on the Spy Hunter, you know, whole franchise here. Of course, I played this one on the PlayStation 2 back in the day. This was a pretty cheap game that I just remember. So I love how the vehicle handles super well in this game. And, you know, it's just really cool because you have tons of missions, you have tons of objectives as you're going. And I love how you get to like switch over from land to water. So your vehicle kind of like transforms. And then if you take one enough, you kind of go down to some sort of like motorbike. So that's really cool to see, you know, with all the weapons, the upgrades, just different things like that. So this is always a classic and just one that really holds for a lot of people and definitely a staple, you know, to have in your collection, especially since it's a rather cheap game. And then these ones here, you know, are super cheap games. So here we have these pinball. This is Hall of Fame. So you have these different, it looks like 7 classic tables included. You have Ace High, Central Park, Big Shot, Genie, Black Hole, Victory, and Teed Off. So you know, this was always something. We had these on the NES. We had all of these different pinball games coming to the consoles so people can play them, because some of these games just go for thousands of dollars to have a huge pinball machine in your collection. Now these are really great though, so I would love to actually play the real tables, as something with these, you know, console games just really did not hit it off with me, just because there's nothing like the real feel of playing a real pinball machine. You know, just hitting the table, you know, just seeing how it goes, just all of the music, just the ambiance, everything else. It's just so much fun, and nothing really beats that action when you feel like you almost had that, or, you know, it just kind of goes exactly down the middle. It's just something that, you know, you can't really emulate in some sort of game. This one, another cheap sports game. We have ESPN International Winter Sports 2002. So it says compete against gamers worldwide. So you could post your scores on the internet. So this is let the games begin. You have just different things in here, 4 game modes, including championship and head-to-head play. And you have downhill alpine skiing. You have the ski jumping, speed skating, snowboarding, half pipe, bobsleigh, curling, figure skating. So just a lot of the Olympic winter sports on this particular game, and just another one that I needed for the collection. So it's not every day you see one of these complete in the box, and this is just really cool to see because it has like the sticker on here from KB Toys, $34.99, and then it was marked down to $24.99. Just could you imagine if we had all of these and we just, you know, bought them all up back then, and, you know, we'd all be millionaires right now. I just think these are really cool, and definitely a system I need to collect some more games for, and hopefully I can get lucky one day. So something really cool about these video game stores is just seeing the variety of everything that they have. Someone who is so passionate in the community, who absolutely loves video games, who collects certain ones himself, you know, and just making it a better experience for everyone who goes there. Just being able to see that everything is highly tested, cleaned, and inspected. It's just really cool to see that stuff, and then getting to see the back room, see all the extra things that he had, like these really awesome items here. These are 2 things that I'm super happy to add into the collection, especially with the Xbox 360, you know, everyone jumping at it. This collector's edition for Street Fighter 4. This is a big box that I did not have in the collection. Now I do have the game, but it has a CD soundtrack. It has the ties that bind HD movie disc. It has the game disc. It has this figurine, collector's hint book, and just really cool stuff in this big box. And then this one, Death Smiles. So I still actually need another copy of this game. So this is the limited edition. It even comes with like the soundtrack CD. So this is just so cool, and I just love these like box sets. And of course, finding a couple of these and then adding certain things to them to complete them, just really neat to see. Just like some crazy things that you just don't see every day, more than just video games, and then adding more Nintendo GameCube games. Some of these awesome titles here, ones that I've not been able to find complete. So all of these were fully complete with the manuals, with the disc, everything's clean tested and everything else. Just really cool to see all of this in one location, have a great time, and really make those deals. So a lot of these I actually got because I traded a GameCube game that I found a duplicate of. So I was able to trade that game, get some great store credit, and I got pretty much half of these for free. So this is just insane, really cool place, and I'm just so thankful. I had a great time, and I want to know which games are your favorites in this list here. Was there anything in the video that you saw that you really wanted for your collection? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go ahead and check out all of my other videos and stay tuned for more.